Has God ever suddenly removed someone from your life and left you wondering why? That unexpected loss was unrandom. It was divine intervention protecting you from what you could unsee coming. When God removes people from your life, it's rarely about punishment and almost always about protection. The people who surround you shape your destiny more than you realize. Which is why Proverbs 13:20 warns that whoever walks with the wise becomes wise. But the companion of fools will suffer harm. God sees the hidden intentions of those around you, the secret compromises that would eventually pull you away from your purpose. These sudden removals often happen right before your season of elevation. God is clearing away relationships that would anchor you to your past when He's trying to propel you into your future. Remember how in 1 Corinthians 15:33, Paul cautioned that bad company corrupts good character? Sometimes the person God removes was sent only for a season, not a lifetime. They were meant to teach you something specific, and once that lesson was complete, their assignment in your life ended. This is the shocking truth many believers struggle to accept. Not everyone is supposed to stay. Joseph's brothers were removed from his life before he could step into his destiny. David was separated from Saul before his kingship. Paul and Barnabas parted ways before Paul's most fruitful missionary journeys. The divine removal is often the hidden mercy you didn't know you needed. God also removes people when they become idols in your heart. When you begin placing their approval or presence above your relationship with Him, Isaiah 26:3 promises perfect peace to those whose minds are fixed on God, not on people. The painful separation is sometimes the only way to restore your spiritual focus. When God suddenly cuts someone from your life, it's frequently because He saw toxicity you were blind to. Relationships filled with manipulation, spiritual compromise, or emotional drainage that was slowly diminishing your spiritual strength. The most devastating removals often involve those closest to us. Friends we trusted, mentors we admired, even family members we deeply loved. Yet Psalm 18:19 reminds us that He brought me out into a spacious place. He rescued me because He delighted in me. The very relationship you re-fighting to keep might be the one God is trying to free you from. There's also the startling reality that some people can only handle the struggling version of you, not your blessed version. As you grow spiritually and step into abundance, certain relationships naturally fall away because they were bonded to your limitations, not your potential. When Jesus healed the demon-possessed man in Mark 5, He instructed him to leave behind the community that had known him only in his torment. Your destiny requires relationships that call forth your future, not ones that continually remind you of your past. The warning signs were likely there all along. The subtle undermining of your faith, the consistent discouragement of your God-given dreams, the strange resentment when you talked about growing spiritually. God removes people because He sees the culmination of these patterns long before you do. The final, and perhaps most merciful reason God removes people is that He is making room for divine connections that will actually fuel your purpose rather than fight it. Just as Ruth had to leave Moab before finding Boaz, sometimes the painful goodbye is the necessary prelude to the divine hello that will change everything. Stop fighting to keep the very people God is trying to separate you from. Your protection matters more to Him than your temporary comfort or understanding. It's time to trust God's divine pruning in your life. Take a moment right now to surrender those relationships you've been desperately clinging to and thank Him for His protection. Ask yourself, who has God been trying to remove that you keep fighting to keep? Release them today and watch how quickly He fills that space with connections that will propel you toward your divine destiny. The blessing you've been waiting for might be just on the other side of this painful but necessary separation.